Hello guys, today's topic is middle ear. Middle ear is also called as a tympanic cavity or tympanum. It is a narrow air-filled space. It is situated in a petrosous part of temporal bone between the external and internal ear. It is studied under the aspects, dimensions, parts, communications, boundaries, contents and clinical. Let's start it. So this is middle ear. Let's start with parts. We'll start with parts. It consists of two parts. First is the tympanic cavity proper, which is opposite to the tympanic membrane. And second is epitympanic recess, which lies above level of a tympanic membrane. Epitympanic recess. Then comes to its communications. Let's draw the scheme of middle ear. This is the middle ear. It consists of six boundaries. This is a roof, this is floor, this is anterior wall, this is posterior wall, this is middle, and this is lateral wall. Anteriorly it is communicated to the nasopharynx through the auditory tube. This is auditory tube. And posteriorly it is connected to the mastoid antrum. This is mastoid antrum, and it is connected to the mastoid antrum through adductus to antrum. This is mastoid cells. This is mastoid process. Let's come to the boundaries. It consists of 6 boundaries: roof, floor, anterior wall, posterior wall, middle wall and lateral wall. Let's first look about the roof. This is the roof. It is made up of a thin plate of a tegment tympanic bone, and it separates the middle ear from the cranial fossa. Then comes to the floor. This is the floor. This is made from the thin plate of a temporal bone, and it separates the middle ear from the internal jugular vein bulb. This is a jugular vein bulb, and it separates middle ear from the jugular bulb of internal jugular vein. That comes to the anterior wall. Superiorly it consists of a canal for tensor tympani muscle. This is a canal for tensor tympani muscle. Then middle, it consists of a canal for adductus tube. Then in the inferior there is a thin plate of a bone which forms the posterior part of a carotid canal. This is the carotid canal, and this plate forms the posterior part of a carotid canal. Separates the middle ear from the internal carotid artery. This is the internal carotid artery. Separates middle ear from internal carotid artery. And there is two sympathetic carotico-tympanic nerve and tympanic branch of internal carotid artery. Sympathetic carototympanic nerve and tympanic branch of internal carotid artery pierces this thin plate of bone. Then it comes to its posterior wall. Posterior wall consists of a pyramid. This is a pyramid, which lies in a junction between medial wall and posterior wall. It forms a passage for a tendon of a stapedius muscle. Pyramid form a passage of a tendon of stapedius muscle. Then it consists of adductus to antrum, which lies in the epitympanic recess, which communicates with the mastoid process. Then it consists of a tympanic antrum. This is the tympanic antrum, also called as a mastoid antrum. Then posterior wall also consists of a fossa incudus, which is a depression which lodges the process of incus bone. Then comes to its medial wall. medial wall consists of a promontory with tympanic plexus. This is the promontory and consists of a tympanic plexus. This promontory is formed from the first turn of a cochlea. Then above to it consists of a fenestra vestibuli. Fenestra vestibuli, which is the oval opening in the internal ear. It leads to the vestibuli of the internal ear and is closed by a foot plate of a stapes bone. Then below to the promontory there is a fenestra cochlea, which is a round opening in the internal ear. It leads to the scala tympani of a cochlea and closed by secondary tympanic membrane. This middle wall separates the middle ear from the internal ear. Then comes to the lateral wall. Lateral wall is made from tympanic membrane, tympanic ring, and tympanic sulcus. Near the tympanic notch, there is a small apertures, that is petrotympanic fissures and anterior canaliculi. This petrotympanic fissures lodges anterior process of a malleus with the anterior ligament of a malleus. What is the anterior process of a malleus with anterior ligament of a malleus, and it transmits the branch of maxillary artery. Then anterior canaliculi for the chorda tympani nerve, from which the chorda tympani nerve goes. And this lateral wall separates the middle ear from the external acoustic meatus. Then comes to its content. It consists of ear ossicles, malleus, incus, and stapes. Then joints between ear ossicles. Then third, two muscles, tensor tympani and stapedius. This tensor tympani muscle innervated by the mandibular nerve, and it is developed from mesoderm of a first branchial arch. This stapedius muscle is innervated by the facial nerve and is developed from the mesoderm of a second branchial arch. These two muscles both act simultaneously to damp down intensity of a high-pitched sound wave and thus protects the internal ear. Then contain vasa supplying and draining the middle ear. It consists of arteries, veins, lymphatics. In arteries, there are 5 arteries which drains the middle ear. First, anterior tympanic branch of maxillary artery. Second, posterior tympanic branch of stylomastoid branch of posterior auricular artery. Then tympanic branch of internal carotid artery. Then branches of a middle meningeal artery. And fifth, branch of ascending pharyngeal artery. Then venous supply. Venous supply is from superior petrosal. Venous supplies drains into superior petrosal sinus and pterygoid plexus of veins. Drains into superior petrosal sinus and pterygoid plexus of vein. Then lymphatic drainage. Lymphatic drains into periauricular and retropharyngeal nerve. Preauricular and retropharyngeal lymph nodes. Then fifth content is nerves. The nerves are chorda tympani. The nerves are also derived from tympanic plexus and sympathetic plexus. The tympanic branch of a glossopharyngeal nerve derived from the tympanic plexus, and the tympanic branch of glossopharyngeal plexus gives fibers to the mucous membrane, auditory tube, mastoid, antrum, and ear cells. Superior and inferior caroticotympanic nerve is derived from the sympathetic plexus, and it gives fibers to the mucous membrane, which is the vasomotor fibers. And the sixth content is ear. Now let's look towards the ear ossicles. This is malleus, this is incus, and this is stapes. Malleus is a hammer-shaped, longest ear ossicle and lies laterally. It consists of a head, neck, anterior process, and handle. This head lies in the ephytympanic recess. This neck lies against the pars flaccida. And it is related to the chorda tympanic nerve. Here you can see this neck is related to the chorda tympani nerve. Then this anterior process is connected to the petrotympanic fissure by the anterior ligament. This is a petrotympanic fissure. This is the anterior process. It is connected to the petrotympanic fissure by this anterior ligament. And this handle is attached to the tympanic membrane, upper half of a tympanic membrane. Then comes to the incus. It is an anvil shape. It resembles the molar teeth. It consists of a body which articulates with this head of foot malleus. Consists of short process and this long process. This long process to its tip bears as lentiform nodules which directed medially and articulates with the head of a stapes. This is stapes and it is the head. This long process consists lentiform nodules. It is directed medially and articulates with this head of a stapes. Then comes to stapes. It is a stirrup shape, smallest ear ossicles and smallest bone in the body. It is located medially. It consists of a head which articulates with this lentiform nodule, and then it consists of a neck. Provide insertion to the posterior thin tendon of a stapedius. Muscle, and it consists of a posterior limb. It consists of two limbs, this posterior limb and this anterior limb. This posterior limb is also called as a crura, and it consists of a foot plate. It is a base of a stapes. Stapes. It is oval in shape, and it fits into the fenestra vestibuli. Now comes to the joints of ear ossicles. It consists of two joints. First, incudo-malleolar joint. It is a saddle type of joint. Synovial joint. And second is incudo-stapedial joint. It is a ball and socket type. It is surrounded by the capsular ligament. Joints are surrounded by the capsular ligaments. There are also accessory ligaments, 3 for malleus, 1 for incus and 1 for stapes. All the ligaments are extremely elastic.